Welcome to the NAMB Podcast, where we bring you the voices that drive the mortgage industry. Join dynamic hosts Ginger Bell and Matt Shields as they dive into bold conversations with top experts, industry leaders, and change makers from across the country. From insider insights to game-changing trends, this is your front row seat to what's happening right now in the world of home finance.
Well, hi there. Welcome to another episode of the NAMB Podcast. My name's Ginger Bell, and my co-host, Matt Shields, is unable to make it with us today. But I did not want to miss this wonderful recording with my good friend, Frank Garay, with the Loan Officer Breakfast Club. So, Frank, thanks for hopping on with us.
Hey, my good pleasure. It's like I don't see enough of you lately. So,
and we live in neighboring states. So, I think we used to see each other more often when we had more live events that we attended, and so it's
indeed
together.
Yeah, when we were doing the speaking circuit, as it was, we would cross paths quite a bit back in the day.
Exactly.
So,
But hey, I wanted to have you on because first and foremost, everything that you have been doing on the Loan Officer Breakfast Club is phenomenal. It's free coaching. It's 4 days a week. You meet Monday through Thursday, and it's early in the morning because I know for us on the West Coast, it's 5:30 a.m. Is that right?
That's right. Yeah, it's early.
The good thing you're an early riser, but
indeed.
I remember when you first called me about this, and Carl White, our good friend Carl, had this crazy idea to do a weekly live coaching. And it worked out perfect because you were in a transition state and you are phenomenal as a host. Obviously, you led so much with video before anybody was doing video, before it was cool to do video. And so I was so excited when you called and shared that with me. And that was back in 2020. It was April of 2020, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it was the COVID era.
Yes.
Back then. Yeah. It was. I know that because I just came on board with Carl and crew to just get started with Breakfast Club, and I got COVID. So I was like,
really?
Welcome to the Breakfast Club. I did like 2 shows and I was out for 2 weeks with COVID. Yeah. So it was like, oh my goodness. But anyway, we're actually 5 days a week.
Oh, you are on 5 days?
Yeah.
So you do Friday too?
Yeah, we do. Fridays are a special day. We have Chris Johnstone on Friday.
Okay.
So it's all about AI. It's all about, he of course owns loanofficercrm.ai, and that guy is 24/7 nerded out, geeked out on AI, and just brings it all into that CRM. Like he's just constantly rolling out new stuff and cool stuff. And I wish his show would get a lot more. Not that he doesn't; he gets plenty. But man, to miss out on that Friday show is just a big miss out because it's not just about what the CRM does at all. Like he's helping us with prompts. He's giving us insights to what's coming in AI, like AI news and just all the things that AI is doing, and then how we can deploy things, through the CRM. It doesn't have to be his; it could be any CRM. But how to deploy things as an originator. He's just released a book. It's waiting. It's in pre-sale right now. It'll be out soon. It's it's AI 101 or something like that. It's the ultimate guide for AI for loan officers is what it is. It is going to be a hardbound book. I asked him, I said,
wow,
or a paper book. I said, sure you want to do that? Like, won't it be obsolete the second somebody buys it? You know what I mean? Yeah. And he goes, no. He goes, of course he thought of that. No, the principles that he puts in the book are evergreen. It's prompts and things like that. So a lot of evergreen stuff. But the cool thing is when you get the book, which is only going to be like $10 or something like that. When you get the book, it comes with an automatic membership into an online membership that meets every Friday, where it's all about AI, and he teaches how to deploy things and put things into the CRM and that kind of a thing. So yeah, the book, you get it, but you get the membership, which is every single, so anytime things are new and happening, you get it every week on the membership, which is, and for $10 for the book and the free membership, I mean, come on. And so, so that's Fridays.
Okay.
That's what we do Fridays. We call it LOAI Fridays. So, and it's great, man. I always kid around. I like every time he starts telling us all this stuff. Right. And I know it's funny for Chris because, everybody's just kind of sitting there like this, and so he's not getting a lot of feedback. It's just because everybody's stupefied. Yeah. Everybody's just like what,
Take me back to one again.
Yeah. And so at the end of it all, it's like, well, smoke them if you got them. It's like, I need a smoke. I don't know about you guys, but and I'm not even kidding. It's that cool of a day on Breakfast Club, but all the other days are cool too. Yeah. Carl, when he hit me up, it was funny. He said, I got this big idea. I said, okay. And he flew me and my wife out to Florida to chat about it. And when we were on our way out there in the airport, he texted me. And his text was, hey, brother, what time do you get up in the morning? That was his text. And I get up at like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, Okay. Really, if I'm going to be honest, like between 2:30 and 3:30 is when I get up in the morning. It's the weirdest thing, I know. Yes, I do fall asleep at 6:30 on my chair. You know what I mean? So to get that out of the way. Chair. Yeah, exactly. My recliner. As soon as I'm in it, I'm done. But at any rate, I texted him back. I said, I don't know, 3, 4 o'clock. And he just texted back, my man. That's all he said. And then I looked at my wife. I don't know what he's thinking here, but it's going to be early. I can tell you that. So yeah, it is early for West Coasters. That's for sure. And we made some changes though. I know it's tough for the West Coasters and it's been a little challenging sometimes to get on Breakfast Club. We've heard that, here and there because, we're trying to do it. We're doing it as a meeting, Ginger in Zoom. And so you can only have so many scheduled links. Like it can only go like so many weeks and then you have to get a new link. And so we did it that way for 4.5 years. Right. And so the new link thing was a little problematic here and there. And, but so now it's just super easy. It just goes right into the room. You just drop right into the waiting room. No registrations, no hoops to jump through, no landing pages, none of that. Yeah. It's just breakfastclubzoom.com. And it's Monday through Friday. It's Monday through Friday. It's 8:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. Eastern time. So for West Coasters, it's a little early, But we have a lot of West Coasters on there. People are up. That's when they do the workout or, they're getting going in the morning and so at 5:30 they've got it on, and they're tuning in. But I tell you, it's been remarkable. It's yeah. Go ahead. I was going to say it's like we have changed a lot of lives with Breakfast Club, and it's kind of your entry into mortgage marketing animals. It's like it's like, hey, you can peek in the door here and come in for 30 minutes because you do get a lot of marketing animals coaching in there. And Ginger, I'm not even kidding you. Like marketing animals in their program, it like if you come in and you apply yourself to the program, like, okay, here's the plan. Now you got to do it, right? But if you do the plan, just like with any coaching, right? If you do the plan, it just flat works. We have a gal in there. She's one of my favorite ones to chat about. Her name is Paulina, and she's brand new to the business, like last year, like the middle of last year or something like that, brand new. And she's just a sweet, sweet young lady, Hispanic. She definitely has the Hispanic accent, And she didn't know what, she knew nothing. I think she found us through podcasts that I do the Mortgage Loan Officer podcast, which by the way was one of the top 10 rated podcasts on Housing Wire. Okay, I just want to put that out there. And I was technically above Carl White on the list. Oh. So I just want to make that known as well. There's a lot of analytics that go into that. Okay. So I don't want to hear any grief, but at any rate, so she came in, I think she found us through podcasts and she just dove in. She was like, well, I'm just going to do it. I know what to do. I'm just going to do it. That girl within like 4 months was closing 5 deals a month, right now, brand new. Yeah. Brand new.
She didn't know any different.
Knows nothing. Just like, this is what I do. This is my script. She just reads the script.
Yeah. Well, and Carl has always been so brilliant about have a system, follow the system, and then keeping it simple. One of
Hmm.
my favorite lines of Carl's, and I have been blessed like you to have the opportunity to work with Carl for several years, and I've learned so much from him. But one of the favorite things that he always says, and this is, I mean, we've done videos for a long time. I've done coaching around videos, had a video business, but his closing is just perfect because it's always if you or anyone you know is looking to buy, sell, or refinance, hey, give me a call.
Yeah.
And people are always afraid, just like they're afraid to pick up the phone, they're afraid to put that in, especially in videos, to ask for the business. But if you don't do that, how do they know that you do what you do? And I love the fact it's not just you, because most people are like, I don't need that. But when you say, if you or anyone you know, and then they start thinking, hey, you know what? My friend Frank was mentioning about that.
Hmm.
Hey,
Hmm.
I'm going to call my friend Frank. And so it's planting those seeds to let people know. And there's so many Carl is such a great storyteller,
He's the best at stories, and you
yeah.
can hear him over and over again. You still like them.
Oh
You know what I
yeah.
mean? They're still good
Yes.
stories.
Yes.
Yeah. But as far as asking for the business, that is a big thing. It's a big part of animals. It's a big part of sales. It really is. And
Right.
people struggling with that, it's too bad, and they need to really get over it. But you got to learn how to do it in a cool way, and it's just when you say goodbye. Who we really learned that from was Jeremy Forcier. I learned that from him
Yeah.
many years ago.
Yeah. And
Watched him live.
he had great scripts too.
Oh yeah, I watched him. Me and Brian were in his office, watched him live on a call, calling a guy whose loan got turned down.
Yeah.
Okay, a refi got turned down, live on the speaker for our benefit. Said, "Hey man, got a little issue here. Appraisal's refi." I said, "Appraisal came in low. It's not really going to work out. I got a couple of choices. I could try to fight the appraiser, which I don't think will work. I just know how that goes, or I can see if I can structure it a different way. What do you want me to do?" And he goes, "Well, see if you can structure a different way." And he goes, "Great, no problem. Hey, by the way, I'm having a contest in my office right now. I'm trying to kick everybody's butt. Is there anybody you can think of right now that I could help?" That was Jeremy's call. Like, "Hi, your deal's dead. By the way, know anybody else I can help?" And the guy said, "Oh yeah, as a matter of fact, I do. My cousin or something." He goes, "Oh great." And he takes the guy's name and number. And for Jeremy, it was just like, "Yeah, okay, next call." Me and Brian are looking at you like, "What? Like he just killed a deal and asked for a referral and got it? Like this is unheard of." But anyway, asking for the business, yeah, it's a big deal, and it's a big part of the coaching program. And we've had people on Breakfast Club and in Animals say that one thing has increased their closings by 25%,
Yeah.
30%, just because they're not afraid at the end of the call, right?
Mhm.
It doesn't have to be every single call, but most of them, right? If at the end of the call, it's just, okay, great. Yeah, I'll catch up with you a little bit later. Hey, don't forget, if you come across any friends, family, coworkers looking to buy, sell, or refi, can I count on you sending them my way? Right? It's just, that's all you do. You just got to learn to roll it off your tongue like that, and then always go, yeah, yeah, sure, sure, right?
Yeah.
And you're right. It gets in there, and they
Yeah.
know now. They know. They're out and about. Somebody's talking about. They go, hey, I got a guy or I got a girl. That's
Yeah.
how it works, and
Yeah.
yeah, it can really. So there's a lot of stuff like that, but yeah, Breakfast Club, just it's a life changer for a lot of people. We have some diehard fans on there. We probably got about I don't know 350 diehard fans,
Yeah.
but we'll get in a couple 2 or 3 months we'll get thousands of people to come through Breakfast Club. um, and yeah, we've got some who just never miss it. They just never, ever miss it. And it's a lot of fun, man. I feel like it's a really close, tight knit group and family, and
It-
there's a lot of community there, and everybody shares. Nobody's afraid to spill their beans as far as
Yeah.
what's working, what's not, and nobody's afraid to be transparent and be vulnerable and say, "Hey, man, I can't do this," or this is hanging me up, and then they
Yeah.
get tons of help, and then of course it's all to encourage people to just become a member, because with membership it's on, it's 100-fold what you'll get on Breakfast Club. But just, yeah, I just was hoping that NAM would let the peeps know that, it's out there. If you need
Right.
some help, you can get it for
Right.
free.
Well,
You
and
just show up.
that's what it's all about, is as an industry, as community, for us to be able to help everyone rise together.
Yeah.
And so, finding what works for you, whether it's, Loan Officer Breakfast Club, Mortgage Marketing Animals, NAMB, or all of the above, it's having that community, having that camaraderie. And I think that's important now because, you know, especially for our mortgage broker community, because a lot of them are, solopreneurs.
Yeah.
And it's not
Desert Island LOs, you know?
desert islands. Yeah. And,
Yeah.
we're starting to see people come back to the office now, thank God, 6 years after COVID. But still, it's different. And so having that, even if it is competitors, I mean, it doesn't matter. It's helping each other out. And that's one of the things that Loan Officer Breakfast Club does is you're all working together.
Yeah, there's
That's a big
nothing.
difference.
There's nothing about like who do you work for in there or whatever.
No.
That's not even in the realm of what's going on in there.
Yeah.
And if there was, and the other thing too is we have not really had hardly any, like, off the top of my head, maybe one or two times where we had to kind of say, this guy's got to go or this person's got to get out of here.
Right.
But in 5 years, I couldn't even say who they were. Like we've got a really good group. I think when you get in there, you very quickly realize that this is a group of pros that want to get it done and are just wildly open to hearing what others are doing and sharing what they're doing. And
Right.
and of course you've got the rudder, Carl White back there, just keeping it on track. If we start to veer off a little bit, he'll wrangle you right back to the he's got a great way of doing that, and the rest of the crew, there's just great crew in there. We have guests all the time. Roberto Monaco graces us. You've graced us. We've had Barry on there more than once. We've had, we bring people in, on a regular basis. What's kind of cool, and I know we can't go much longer here, but on a like Thursdays, we typically have Owen Lee on, and he's the chair. He's the chair of the Mortgage Bankers Association.
Right.
And so, he's privy to closed door behind the scenes meetings up on the Hill all the time, with legislation and housing and what's going on. So it's really neat to have him every Thursday. In fact, this is being recorded Wednesday. He'll be there tomorrow. And he just lets us know what's happening, back there. It's a little different than with Barry. It's very what are rates going to do, and which is wonderful, and he does the best job at that out there. With Owen, there's a little of that, but it's also kind of what's happening behind the scenes, in the political landscape of things and stuff like that. But it doesn't get political. But I don't know. Just everybody loves it when he's there. I do. He's very, very insightful. To have the chair of the Mortgage Bankers Association show up every Thursday on the show, pretty cool.
That's really cool.
Pretty cool. Yeah. We have Roberto Monaco. Did I say that? Roberto Monaco?
Yeah. Roberto, I think, was on that day after.
Roberto's awesome, man.
Oh, God. I told you he could read me the phone book. I'd be fine with that. He has that accent.
Yeah, I know, you ladies. Every time he comes on, it's like, oh, yay, Roberto. It's like, I'm about sick of hearing this, okay?
Your demographic changes completely. But
a whole bunch of others. We always have guests. We always have top producers, or just let's get down and dirty and coach. What do we got today? Open forum. What spot? Who needs help with what? If you're vulnerable and you want to share, do it. And boom, we got it. Right. We got it covered. There isn't anything. There's nothing that can be thrown at Carl White and the Mortgage Marketing Animals that there isn't a solution for.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or, overcoming. There's no objection that can be thrown at them that isn't covered, right? There's nothing. Right. There's nothing. It's like he's been doing it for so long that it's all done, buttoned up, put in a box, ready for delivery. Yeah. I mean, it's just nuts. And that's why we can do it every single day. A lot of people have said that to me. Where do you come up with the content for every day? It's like, I don't know. We just show up and start talking and it just goes places, and it goes good places, and beneficial places. And you don't need to, like, oh, today we're going to do this, tomorrow we're going to do that. You don't really need that, it's so anyway, I'm rambling.
It's every day and it's 30 minutes. So
Right.
it's something
Yeah.
that it's nice if you need to have some motivation, if you need some energy, if you need those tips, if you need reminders, all those things. It's just good to be able to do that. And you're the only ones that I know of that do it every single day on a consistent basis.
It'll be
And it's free.
5 years in July. Yeah. It'll be
Yeah.
5 years in
Yeah.
July. Yeah. And we'll see. So far so good, man. Things are good and I dig it. And I have a good time doing it. And yeah, we got people all the time. They're on their treadmill. You see them on the
I've seen
treadmill.
them. Yeah.
Yeah, they're doing all their stuff or on their walk. They're outside doing
Right.
their walk, driving
Yeah.
kids to school. But
Yeah, it's just, I mean, that's what a podcast is, right? It's just
yeah.
you listen to it, but you do it live. And so
Mm.
can people catch recordings? So let's say that
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
have, so say I
So
want to go back and listen to Roberto. You can listen to
yes.
the recordings.
That we rolled out. We at first we weren't doing that, and but then we said, well, let's go ahead and do that because we had the West Coasters in mind on that. Like it's
Right.
sometimes it can be tough. So we did that. So if you YouTube it, Loan Officer Breakfast Club, everything's there. You can go on iTunes, Spotify, whatever, and it's audio. It's also on YouTube, and
Yeah.
it's anywhere you can find podcasts. You'll find Loan Officer Breakfast Club.
You said that in
Yeah.
your podcast voice.
Yeah, anywhere you can find a podcast, you'll find Loan Officer Breakfast Club.
Well, and the support, having, Owen on MBA, you've had Kimber on, who's the president of NAMB,
Chris
just doing that.
Johnstone with AI. Yeah, Kimber, of course. And we're going to be seeing more of NAM. I definitely want more of NAM on the show.
Yeah, and we appreciate that because that's what it's all about. Again, is sharing that community, being part of a community, sharing, whether it's an association, whether it's a loan officer breakfast club, those things are important. I want to talk to you about because when Kimber and I were guests on a few weeks ago, you were live. You were on the loan officer breakfast club, but there was a live event going on
All
that
right.
we took a peek into.
Yeah.
And it was one of those things because, it's great to have that thing where you have that and it's online and it's 30 minutes, but there ain't nothing like a live event.
Mm.
And, Mortgage Marketing Animals live events are probably one of the highest level as far as takeaways, actionable items that I've ever attended. So what was that event about?
Well, that was one of Carl's, we call them boot camps or whatever.
Right.
Sometimes he has a theme name for them. I can't remember what it might have been.
He had a garage thing going on.
Well, there's that. He has those that he does once in a while. Well, that's where he's only going to invite maybe 30 people there, maybe 20, 30 people.
Okay.
Something like that. Literally, it's in his garage in his beautiful home in Florida. And it's a nice garage.
Well, that's how he started out. I mean, that's how animals
Yeah.
started.
But they're typically in Clearwater, Florida. There is one coming up in October, so there's another one happening in October. Anytime you can go to an Animals Live event, you got to go.
Yeah.
You just got to go. Here's what I love about Carl's events, and I've said this on Breakfast Club, even with this last event. The thing, being in the industry as a, one of the guys on the speaking circuit or whatever, whatever we are, I have seen plenty of events and coaching and, all these things. With Carl at his events, the reason that I always gravitated toward his event style is because at a marketing animal event, you're going to get, here's what you do. And you're going to do this, and this is what you're going to say, and this is how you're going to find the people to say it to, and you're going to do this on this day at this time, and this on this day at this time, and now we're going to practice, and now we're going to start drawing things out, and it's like it's an actual workshop. It's not just entertaining speakers, and I hope nobody's taking this the wrong way. Not that there's anything wrong with that, because I like to think I'm kind of entertaining when I speak. You know what I mean? But no, I'm just kidding. But you know what I mean? It's not just let's get all riled up and you can do it and let's go and nobody can beat you and you're the best ever and all that, and that stuff's good. We need that, right? So we need that. We need the wind in our sails. But what he's more about is nuts and bolts, pen to paper, this piece goes here, that piece goes there. This is how you handle that. This is how you handle this. And so when you walk out of there, you're like, I got it. I know what to do when I get back to work. I know exactly where to start. I know exactly what to do. I got the roadmap. Right. Yep. So that's why his are so powerful. And I love him. And the way he presents and, his storytelling and all that stuff, it's just a great experience. And the people, of course, are just amazing. And I'll tell you what, the food's pretty good too at those events.
It is. I will agree.
It's pretty good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's got his favorite places.
Yep.
Yeah. And they do a great job on the food, man. It's always a yum.
Yeah,
So.
Yep. All of those fun things.
But there is one coming up in October. It's just for that, the link is mastermindevents.com. People can register right now for the one in October.
Nice.
So I would say for links on today's show, I would say the parting links would be breakfastclubzoom.com to join Breakfast Club and mastermindretreats.com. Oh, and you should get Chris Johnstone's book, which is loaibook.com. loaibook.com too.
You did good. You got them all. And
got them all in.
Those links. We'll make sure and put those links in there as well. And you know what, my friend, thank you so much. It is always good to see you. It is always great energy, and I appreciate all that you do. And I'm so blessed to have you as a friend, and we're blessed to have you in the industry. So thanks for getting up early in the morning and doing what you do.
You got it. I love it. Thank you so much. That's very kind of you to say. And it's always just great hanging out with you and all that good stuff too. You're awesome. I love you, Ginger.
Yeah. We're having a love fest here, kids.
I know, but it's true. You're awesome. You're amazing. You always have been for so many years. You've always been there too. So it's neat to hang out here at NAMB. I'm so happy you're here, and it's so cool to be able to hang out on a podcast with you and chat to the peeps, and great stuff, man. Appreciate it.
So perfect. Well, Frank, thank you so much for joining us on the NAMB Podcast. And you can find more episodes at nambpodcast.com. We'll have all the links that Frank was talking about. And make sure and sign up for the Loan Officer Breakfast Club. And we'll see you on the next podcast. Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in to the NAMB Podcast, brought to you by the National Association of Mortgage Brokers. For more episodes, resources, and guest interviews, visit nambpodcast.com. Don't forget to follow, share, and subscribe, and we look forward to seeing you soon.